rainwater harvesting in Morocco is an ancient practice used to ensure drinking water supply, to water livestock throughout the year and ensure crops irrigation.
La collecte des eaux pluviales est quelque chose qui a été relativement négligé ces dernières années. Donc le Maroc a de grandes expériences, notamment dans le sud du Maroc, à travers des actions ou d'aménagement d'ouvrages qui permettent de collecter les eaux pluviales, notamment les matfiyas qui étaient utilisés dans le temps.
Regarding drinking water supply, rainwater is traditionally stored in matfiyas, private or collective underground tanks, subterranean or semi-subterranean, built with rubble stones or reinforced concrete. Sometimes equipped with pumping means, their capacity ranges between 200 and 1,400 cubic meters. Public matfiyas have a rainwater receiving service, referred to as an intake area, which consists of a collection system via settling tanks, filters, and a storage tank. Funding and financial incentives are included in the National Program for Rural Water Supply and Sanitation, PAGER. The cost of a matfiya ranges between 100,000 and 2 million dirhams, and funding is achieved at the rate of 5% by the user, 15% by the commune, and 80% by the state, supported by grants and international loans. Spade irrigation in the private sector is performed through earth dams, made on the surface to collect water for farmlands.
Il y a ce qu'on appelle aussi la collecte des eaux pluviales pour l'agriculture, parce qu'il faut, comme le cas par exemple de l'épandage des crues au niveau de la partie de Tafilelt, il y a la question des khtara, c'est un moyen indirect de collecte des eaux pluviales. Il y a le type d'irrigation qui peut être sur des bassins de stockage d'eau pour profiter au maximum de l'eau pour qu'il ne soit pas évacué vers les cours d'eau ou évaporé. Donc c'est un projet qui est très ambitieux.
The runoff river diversion consists in using, in part, the former bed of a stream to spread floods and irrigate flood plains. In maintaining the viability of depressions such as dayas, a water supply for livestock watering is also provided. With respect to the conservation of soils that have been eroded during heavy rainfall, many traditional methods are used to slow the runoff, such as bent terraces, performed according to contour lines, ridges, whether tight or not, dry stone walls, terraces, basins, semilunar strips, and finally, reforestation. When facilities are intended for agriculture, as part of irrigation and the conservation of water and soil, the state contributes to the financing of investments in this sector. In the case of forestry, the state provides funds, generally for up to 100%.
Actuellement, il y a un programme pour développer la collecte des eaux pluviales, notamment dans les milieux urbains, à travers la collecte des eaux de toiture et la réutilisation, notamment dans l'espace, dans l'irrigation des espaces verts, mais également pour l'utilisation domestique, qui permet de réduire plus ou moins les consommations en eau potable, mais également de réduire les investissements lourds dans le réseau d'assainissement.
Rainwater harvesting for domestic use has been piloted in several countries. At a house, rainwater can be used wherever drinking water is not essential. That is to say, for flushes, laundry, floor cleaning, infiltration, and garden watering. Rainwater harvesting for domestic use requires equipment such as A basic tank with a volume which varies between 2,500 and 10,000 liters. A leaf guard or a screen filter to prevent the empty of dead leaves into the tank. A device for removing the flashing effect. Mosquitoes and wasps excluding screens. A makeup flow adjuster. An overflow device, a pressure pump. In Australia, there are tanks made of rolled steel plate with overflow used for public buildings. Germany has 10 years of experience in the techniques of rainwater harvesting for industries. Green roofs and wall revegetation also favor evaporation and slow runoff. Rainwater harvesting, as used in various forms abroad, must be integrated into the new strategy of water resources mobilization in Morocco. This harvesting contributes to combating desertification, drought, and lack of water during non-rainy seasons. By reducing household consumption of drinking water, rainwater is a source of domestic economy. The interception of rainwater at large scale reduces urban flooding and contributes to the irrigation and development of green spaces. Water harvesting is part of an additional mobilization of water resources that are difficult to harness, besides ensuring water supply for livestock in rural areas.
Au niveau rural, on touche surtout dans les zones où il n'y a pas de ressources en eau souterraines. Quand il n'y a pas de ressources en eau souterraines, l'objectif c'est de maximiser le stockage des eaux. Et là, on s'oriente, soit c'est de mettre via des réservoirs de stockage de 30 mètres cubes, soit enterrés, soit superficiels. On s'oriente aussi faire des seuils de stockage. Quand on a un cours d'eau qui arrive, on peut stocker ce seuil qui peut verser dans 2 ou 3 mètres via collectifs. Donc c'est un travail qu'on est en train de faire au niveau de la région de Teroudant, au niveau de la région de Tiznit et en même temps au niveau de la région de Taounet.
In urban areas, it contributes to restoring the natural water cycle through systems that reduce the effects of flooding. One of the significant lessons learned deals with the urban planning of new cities, where rainwater harvesting can be tested in a first stage and taken into account in development plans.
Ce système de stockage d'eau au niveau des citernes enterrées, ou bien au niveau des trottoirs, ou bien au niveau d'un certain nombre de ce qu'on appelle des matfia, qu'on est en train de développer avec les différents départements, et en particulier avec le département d'urbanisme. Et ça va être dans le futur, c'est lorsqu'il y aura la mise en place des nouvelles villes, c'est d'intégrer le système de collecte des eaux pluviales dans la construction.
In Morocco, the decision was made to construct 1,000 matfias over the next 20 years in the zone managed by the Water Basin Agency of Souss Massadara. Khataras, traditional techniques of underground water drainage, are quite widespread in the region. Their rehabilitation is planned and will contribute to slowing the flow of groundwater during periods of heavy rainfall. Traditional methods and international benchmarking in the area of rainwater harvesting make it possible to draw useful lessons for Morocco. Rainwater is never used in its raw state. It must be filtered to varying and successive steps and adjusted according to the types of use. Any system of rainwater harvesting implies treatment conditions that are basic but necessary, such as the pre-cleaning of the tank before rainfall, a diversion system for first flash which, by raising roofs, contains too many polluants, a settling to remove suspended solids, a filter for the retention of some plant and animal debris on their way to the tank. In some cases, bacteriological tests are necessary, and if the results are positive, chlorine is added for domestic use. Finally, the maintenance of the tank before the rainy season.
Ce programme est bien sûr il est préparé et organisé au niveau régional. C'est les agences de bassin, les services de l'eau avec les collectivités locales. Il y a un schéma directeur régional qui est en cours de préparation par les agences pour voir un petit peu les priorités et le type de dispositif à mettre en place. Et à partir de ces schémas régionaux, on aura un schéma national de la collecte des eaux pluviales et qui concerne en même temps le côté agricole, le côté rural que le côté urbain.
The implementation of a project to harvest rainwater can be designed according to a variety of approaches. The participatory approach, the integrated approach, the program approach, the project approach, the pilot approach, the research approach, the contractual approach, the partnership approach, and finally, the territorial approach. In conclusion, rainwater harvesting has compelling strengths. In urban areas, it reduces the amount of the drinking water invoice. It preserves groundwater by reducing the need to dig water wells and limits the amount of water discharged by the sewerage system during heavy rainstorms, alleviating thus the risk of overflow which causes flooding and polluting discharges. In rural areas, rainwater harvesting provides water reserves to cope with droughts and contributes to mitigating desertification.